So a review code for a game called DINNERDINNER was sent to our curator page a few months ago. I briefly glanced at it and went, and thought about declining it and writing back, thanks for the offer, but it doesn't seem like my type of game. But then I thought, hey, you said the same thing about Valhalla, and ended up loving that, so why don't you give it a chance? So I accepted it, thinking I'd at least give it the mealy-mouthed praise of, it's not for me, but it's well made for what it is and will please the target audience. But I won't be saying that, because I think DINNERDINNER is actually kind of bad, and if I were the target audience, I'd angrily put my fursuit on and go get my $2 back. The game's about 15 minutes long, so I'll keep this short and also spoil the entire game. Sorry, not sorry. What's the premise? You play as a waitress working at a diner owned by your cat wife called the DINNERDINNER. Okay, I'm just calling it DD from now on. It's a walking sim in the style of a game you'd find in one of those haunted PS1 collections. They tend to favor mood and atmosphere over gameplay, and I thought this would be enjoyable in that same way, but it's not. You spend the majority of the 15 minutes in the titular diner wandering around and occasionally serving customers, and the experience, as a whole, is as flat as the characters inhabiting it. Rather than feeling warm and cozy, the diner has a depressingly lifeless quality to it, mainly due to the absence of any ambience. You'd expect to hear the sounds of shuffling chairs, clinking glasses, customers chatting, or perhaps even a TV with the news on. But the diner is empty for most of the game, the silence filled by a dull, looping lo-fi track that would make even the lo-fi beats to study to girl yank off her headphones and rethink her whole gimmick. It just feels like you're walking through a tiny Gmod map with the sound disabled while listening to the world's most basic lo-fi. And it doesn't get any livelier when the customers waltz in, as they're nothing more than stick figures. Why? The main appeal of games about mundane jobs is the interesting characters that wander in, dazzling you with their wild attire and regaling you with stories both ordinary and exciting. Those brief glimpses into their lives are made all the more interesting because of the simple nature of your job. But no, instead you listen to boring stick figures ramble away. And that's the point where you should have stopped emulating the tedium of retail work, DD. The story meanders for a bit before awkwardly switching gears to horror when it's revealed that your wife is actually a cannibal. Oh no, how shocking. And the game is over. Yes, it's that abrupt. I actually perked up at the big reveal. Finally, something exciting is happening, I thought. Then the credits rolled and my eyes sprang open. That's when I lost my patience with DD. It raised my hopes after almost lulling me to sleep with its plodding gameplay and dull characters, and then proceeded to stomp them like it's playing f***ing Dead Space.
Is it at least one of those games?
What do you mean by one of those games?
Oh, you know what I mean.
Oh, those games. No. I know the blushing waifu bait on the cover may fool you into thinking it's gonna be spicy, but as far as the spicy content in this game goes, it's like the ice cream in my fridge, in that it's all vanilla and not worth getting out the whipped cream for. No, I'm not a furry. I'm just trying to think about who this game could possibly appeal to. I could mention the awkward controls, where A and D are to pivot rather than strafe, and you have to hold right-click to move the camera around, but who cares? Because I can't recommend it if you're looking for something relaxing, I can't recommend it if you want a good story, I can't recommend it if you're a furry, I most certainly can't recommend it if you want something fun, and I can't even recommend it if you're a pervert. So should you play DINNERDINNER? No. Okay, good night everyone.